Hello friends, in this series of Java tutorials, today we will study about how we can create first program in Java and how we will run that program. Before creating first program in Java, we have to consider some important points. So what are these points? First point is Java is a case sensitive language like C and C++. Second, Java is nearly 100% object oriented language. Why we are calling it nearly 100% object oriented language? Because we can say it's a completely object oriented language, but some points are in Java where we can say it's not a fully object oriented language. So we will study about this topic in the upcoming videos. Next point is, in Java it is not possible to make a function which is not a member of any class, as we can do in the C++. So every function we are creating in Java, that should be member function. Without making a member function, we cannot use any function in the Java. Now this is our first program in Java. So here we have a class and its name is Hello World, and in this class we have written some code. We will learn about this code, that what we have written and what is the meaning of these particular identifiers and what are these classes and what are the arguments we have written in this program. So first thing is that we will not put semicolon at the end of the class in Java, because we have seen in C++ that we have to put semicolon at the end of the class, but in the Java we will not put any semicolon at the end of the class. So now in the first line we write access specifier before class name. As we know that we didn't write it in C++. In C++ we use this access specifier into the class, not before the class. So in C++ 3 access specifier are there, but in Java there are 4 access specifier. First one is public, private, protected. These three are we have studied in the C++ also, but in Java there is one more access specifier, that is default. So when first three are not written, then that class will be automatically belong from the fourth category, that is default. So here default is not a keyword, it's a access specifier. So we can write access specifier before the class in Java. As we know, we can make class in a class and it's called as inner class and outer class. Inner class can be public, private, protected, and if anything is not written to specify that class is public, private or protected, then it may be default. But for outer class we can only write public, or if it is not public then not write anything, it will be default. But for the outer class we can only write public, and if we have not written public then it will be automatically taken default access specifier. So it means outer class can be public or default only. We will study this concept of the access specifier when we will study about the packages. So after public we have written class keyword, and after that class we have written the class name. So here we have to notice one thing, that when we write class name then we write hello world. So in this hello world first letter is capital. So it's not a rule, but Java programmers use this style as in C++ also. Like in the C++ when we are writing any class name then we used hello underscore world, but in Java we are using this type of pattern. When we see the program then we can easily identify the class name by this method, because in this program we have written some class name also. Those classes are predefined. So in Java whenever we written any class name then we have to write the first letter of that particular class is in capital letter. It's not a compulsory, but it is a standard practice for the developers. So we have to follow this practice. So now I want that you have to find these classes that I have written in this code by this particular standard I have told you. Like we have to search the words in which I have written the first letter in capital. So if you are going to see that particular word, so here one is the string and second one is the system. So string and systems are predefined classes and hello world is made by us. So this hello world is user defined class and this string and system are predefined class. Whenever we are going to save this program, then we have to note one thing, that our file name or our class name should be same. Now we have to come in the class body. So here we made one function. Java is worked as object oriented, that's why main function should be in a class, because as we know every function should be member function in Java. That's why I have to make one class in every program due to main function, and the prototype of this main function is also fixed. That is, you can see here in this prototype we have written public static void main. So it means we have created this main function as a public. So access specifier we apply here public. By this JVM can directly call this main function. So this main function is public because JVM have to call it from outside the class, and as we know, to access member function outside the class we have to make it public. After that we have written static. So if we will not write it here, then this function will be instance member function, and to use the instance member function we have to make a object of the same class. So that's why we have made this void main as a static function, because any static function can call without use of any object. So when we want to call this main function, then class name is enough and object is not required to call this function. Main function is called by JVM and JVM will use this class name. Void means ideal. It means this function will not return anything. After that, main string arguments. So main contains some formal arguments here. In Java we have to pass these arguments. So here in this argument we are making an array by which many strings will receive as an argument. But now there is no use of this argument. This prototype should always be fixed as we written here. So use of this string args we will study in the chapter in the command line argument. Now after this statement or instruction we have write statement system.out.println, and in the braces of this function we have written hello world because we want to print this hello world. That's why we have written in this function. So in Java, system is a predefined class and dot operator is putted after class name, and if we put dot operator after the class name, it means we are accessing any static member of class. So as we use scope resolution operator in C++, and here if we put dot operator after class name, then it will definitely going to write a static member function or variable. So here out is a reference variable or static reference variable, and we can say that any object reference or address is kept in it. So out is like a pointer. Let us suppose that out is an object and it is calling same class function println and passing arguments in it. That argument is hello world, and this message is printing on output screen. So out is belong from print stream class. Here ln is used to change the line, as we have used /n in C language. In C++ we use put colon with every access specifier, but in Java we should not put any colon or any operator to use that access specifier. Here we have to write access specifier with every class. So in the simple language, we can say that in system class and reference variable is there, its name is out and it is representing an object. This out is referring an object, so we can say it's a reference variable and it contains the reference of an other object. So we can say that in system class a reference variable out is here, and after out we put it dot and write println. That is a member function because it's also belong from same object, and we passed an string hello world in this function. So this string will be print on the output screen. So friends, this is our first program in Java, and we have learned about the every identifier, every class and every access specifier in it. So here I also written some description about these all identifiers that I already explained you. You can see line by line that I have already explained you. So still, if you have any doubt regarding this tutorial, then please go to the comment section and ask the questions about your queries. And if you like this video, then please like and share, and also subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.